Welcome to TGC City Council highlights for June 24, 2024. The meeting opened with a committee of the whole presentation outlining the updated Athens Hocking Solid Waste District Plan by Director Jane Forrest Redfern. The plan includes comprehensive educational programs, strategies for managing various waste types, and economic incentives for recycling. Public hearings will be held on July 31st at the Athens Community Center and August 7th at the Hocking County Fairgrounds. The Planning and Development Committee, chaired by Council Member Swank, discussed a housing development project at University Estates to add 42 housing units over 4 phases with an estimated public infrastructure cost of approximately $2 million. The Council is awaiting letters of support from the Affordable Housing Commission and the Disabilities Commission, with further discussions scheduled after the Council's July recess. 2 special right-of-way use permits were reviewed. One for a new awning at River of Time Boutique located at 19 West Washington Street, and another for a fence and pool house at 85 Elmwood Place, with a condition to ensure sidewalk compliance to city standards. The Transportation Committee, chaired by Council Member Spielness, discussed disposal of a city bus with over 240,000 miles, ensuring no disruption to city bus services. Council then moved into a special session where several ordinances were read and one was passed. Ordinance 6124, introduced by Councilmember Reisner, amends the 2024 Appropriation Ordinance 130-23 to appropriate money in the garbage fund to cover administrative fees and reallocating funds within the Athens Parks and Recreation Income Tax Fund. The ordinance passed. The following ordinances were read for the first time. Ordinance 6624, an emergency ordinance authorizing the mayor to execute a participation agreement in the new national opioid settlement with Kroger and acknowledging fund allocation and distribution per the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding. Ordinance 6724, introduced by Councilmember Spielness, amending Ordinance 108-17 to update the Affordable Housing Commission to eliminate proxy voting, adjusting member term commencements, and clarifying quorum requirements. Ordinance 6824, introduced by Council Member Spielness, authorizing the disposal of a vehicle no longer needed for municipal purposes, specifically an aging city bus. Ordinance 6924, introduced by Council Member Swank, amending Ordinance 103-20, with respect to the creation of the University Estates Incentive District, authorizing amended tax increment financing agreements and service payment declarations. Ordinance 7024, introduced by Council Member Reisner, authorizing the mayor to enter into a 3-year economic development revolving loan fund administration agreement with the Ohio Development Services Agency. Ordinance 7124, introduced by Council Member Swank, granting a special right-of-way use permit at 19 West Washington Street to add an awning over the storefront windows. Ordinance 7224, introduced by Councilmember Swank, granting a special right-of-way use permit at 85 Elmwood Place to replace and repair an existing fence and pool house in the city right-of-way. Ordinance 7324, introduced by Councilmember Reisner, accepting Southeast Ohio Public Energy Council community grant funds for a rooftop solar project at the Athens Armory. Ordinance 7424, introduced by Councilmember Reisner, authorizing the acceptance of the Athens carbon fee expenditure for the Athens Armory Solar Project. Ordinance 7524, introduced by Councilmember Reisner, authorizing the City of Athens Public Pricing Program carbon fee for the Athens Armory Solar Project. Ordinance 7624, introduced by Councilmember Reisner, authorizing an interfund transfer from the Athens Community Improvement Corporation for the Armory Solar Project. Thank you for tuning in to TGC City Council Highlights.